Yeah.
Do you have a court date coming up?
I went to court for when they indicted me, and they was trying to get me to make another bond. They still haven't gave me my money back on the other bond. They was trying to make me make another bond. I'm glad the judge didn't let me do that. She just basically set it back until they make a ruling again, because it was the courts had ruled on it that it was unconstitutional. So the charges were dropped. But now, 2 weeks after this, they appeal it. So I don't know. Maybe I got more power than I think I do.
Yeah.
For them to damn near appeal, I don't know, man. It's just people need to learn from my situations and all the other situations that us rappers going through, and just let you know, like, they on your ass. You fuck up, they on your ass. This prosecutor I got hate me with a passion. This dude, he done went there and sending all my tutor friends, subpoenaing them.
Wait, your son's friends?
My son, all kind of shit, bro. Like, getting people to go down there asking them about trafficking guns. What the fuck? I look like trafficking guns. Like, you're fishing, bro. You're fishing. You know this shit ain't strong. You're fishing, bro. I'm just glad I ain't got no messed up judge. I always have a.
Yeah, you said this judge is really cool.
She fair. She going by the book and she fair. I usually get done dirty, Vlad. And with the prosecutor that I got right now, bro, and I'm just glad I got a fair judge. That's all I ask, man. Like, you know, like, you chasing somebody who don't have no violent felons. Like, I'm not a violent felon. Marijuana, I mean, it's legal damn near everywhere in the world now.
Well, you were in California.
You smoked you got caught with a weed a couple times. You're not allowed to protect your family.
Yeah.
Entertainer.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to protect your family or yourself in a gang-banging neighborhood. Like, you know, I'm going to do my job. I'm trapping. Like, I'm going to do my job professionally. I pay taxes as a rapper. I ain't no fake rapper. Like, I'm getting it. Like, I ain't no, like, you know, come on, man. Like, you know, I feel it's unconstitutional, just like the courts had ruled the first time on the U.S. versus Duarte. I feel like me not being allowed to protect my family is non-constitutional. I would have never did time in jail, never in no other state. No other state. You know, I was, yeah.
Sorry going through it, man. I was definitely, because remember, we were like celebrating on camera.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, finally, this is done. Congratulations. Shout out to your lawyers. I've been talking to them the whole time. And then.
Yeah, I ain't tripping. I'm built for this.
Yeah.
God doing this. I'm built for this. Anybody built for this shit, I am built for this. Like, God, I understand why all this shit happened. Like it's a relationship I got with God. Like, God built me for this. He built me to go through shit, like, you know, for something else bigger. Like, I'm built for this shit. Like, I've been in way more worse shit than this, bro. So like, I'm built for this shit. I'm glad I'm free. I'm glad I'm still doing me. I'm keeping my mind, trying to keep my mind basically off that situation. I'd have prayed about it. It's gonna get handled. I mean,
well, yeah, you were facing murders at one point. So
yeah,
this is light work compared to that.
Yeah, man.
You were on death row.
Man, it's unconstitutional. That's how the law ruled on it already. So that's the good thing I have in my court. The law ruled on it, and you got to go by the book if the law ruled on it. So that's the good thing I have. They appealing it, but that's the good thing I have. I won once. So.
And you'll win again. There you have it.
What's up, everybody? This is Mr. 100K a day with another episode here with 100K Paralegal Services. Today, we're going to be talking about Lil Boosie. Now, this is an update to the previous videos I've done and on the case that he caught just about 2 or 3 years ago. Now, when he caught the case, he got caught with a gun. at a video shoot, leaving a video shoot, pulled over, arrested, caught with the gun. When he got caught with the gun in California, in San Diego, he was charged by state police with felon in possession of a firearm. He ended up getting that case dismissed, but of course, the federal government decided to indict him for those same charges. At the time that happened to Lil Boosie, another person in California had appealed the same circumstance, the same charge, and said, hey, I'm a felon. I should be able to have a firearm. There's no constitutional grounds to disarm non-violent felons like me. Lil Boosie had a similar circumstance, similar stats, similar situation. So what happened was Lil Boosie said, hey, this should be grounds for my case to be dismissed also. They dismissed Boosie's case, turned it down, and re-indicted them. The case that Boosie was using to support his case being turned over and dismissed has now been overturned, and the appeals court, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, has came and said that, hey, it is constitutional to disarm all felons from possessing firearms. Now, this case, Stephen Duarte out of the Ninth Circuit, was one that was a lot of people were watching. It was really important because basically it was saying that it was originally saying by the first appellate court saying, hey, look, Duarte was a non-violent felon previously. He doesn't have any violent convictions, so it's not okay for the government to automatically disarm people like this. And the Constitution doesn't allow for it. There's no historical precedent to this. That was the 3-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit. They ended up appealing that. The government appealed it, and they wanted a full panel, the full panel of the Ninth Circuit of all the judges. I think it's 13 or 15 judges or so who came together and decided, hey, let's determine if this previous appellate case was appropriate. The decision was appropriate. And now on May the 9th, 2025, they have decided that no, that previous decision was not valid. It is okay. It is okay. And it is constitutional to disarm previous felons, people who've got previous convictions. So, Duarte argued that, basically that 922G was unconstitutional, was applied to non-violent felons like him. That's what he was saying. He was basically saying that, and the government was saying, hey man, look, it's best to just disarm everyone who is a felon because it shows you're not responsible. It shows that you don't have, you can't be trusted. And I think that you're going to present a level of dangerousness in the community. So if you have a murder or a check fraud case, they look at it all the same. And this is what they said in the end. They said, in sum, these laws demonstrate that 922G1's permanent and categorical disarmament of felons is consistent with this nation's historical tradition of firearm regulations. Legislatures have historically retained the discretion to punish those who commit the most severe crimes with permanent deprivations of liberty, and legislatures could disarm on a categorical basis those who present a special danger of misuse of firearms. We agree with the 4th and 8th Circuits that either historical tradition is sufficient to uphold this application of 922G1 to all felons, which includes Duarte in this case, and who also will include Lil Boosie. It says Section 922G1 is by no means identical to these historical laws, but it does not need to be. History does not require felony by felony litigation to support the application of 922G1. Instead, consistent with our historical tradition, the government is empowered to regulate guns through categorical restrictions. Now, it says, finally, we recognize that these historical principles may allow greater regulation than would an approach that employs means-end scrutiny with respect to each individual person who is regulated. However, these are the fruits of Bruton's constitutional test. So governments must appear to have more flexibility and power to impose gun regulations under a test based on text, history, and tradition than they would under strict scrutiny. Conclusion. Accordingly, 922G1 is constitutional as applied to Duarte and other nonviolent felons. We affirm Duarte's conviction. So in the end now, Boosie has to now face these charges. His lawyer has filed a notification on his case saying that, hey, Duarte decision is now determined. Now it's time to move forward with Boosie's case, since it is clear now that it is not unconstitutional to deprive felons, regardless of your type of previous felony conviction, of firearms. So Boosie now has to go fight for it. He's probably going to end up going to prison for a certain amount of time. You know, I think his best bet is to continue doing what he's been doing. He's been reaching out to Trump and working with the new Trump pardon attorney, who would, I guess, you know, she was hired, Angela Johnson, who was previously pardoned by Trump. She's the pardon attorney. Boosie had been meeting with her and a few other things over the last few months.
President Trump taps a Mid-South woman to a newly named position in his administration. He announced today Alice Marie Johnson of Memphis will be his new pardon czar, a woman who says it is nothing short of a miracle she would go from a jailhouse to the White House.
She spent 22 years in prison, 22 years. She had another 22 years left. Can you believe it? And I pardoned her, and it was one of the best pardons.
President Donald Trump created a new position in his administration and tapped Alice Marie Johnson to head it. Just hours ago, he announced the Memphis woman would be the nation's first pardon czar.
I'm not only humble, I'm very proud to serve the community that really I came from the incarcerated community.
Johnson, arrested in 1993, was serving a life sentence for a drug conviction. Kim Kardashian pleaded her case and Trump commuted her sentence, freeing her from prison. She received a full pardon and had the conviction wiped from her record eventually. Since then, she's been advocating for others.
I submitted over 100 clemency and pardon petitions to the White House after I gained my own freedom. So to be trusted in a position like this to serve the nation, all communities, is really a privilege for me.
Details of how she'll carry out her new position are still being worked out, but she begins work immediately.
It's very important to me to make sure that those who are released from prison also have a structure set up so that they can be successful in their new lives. One of the things that's very important to me is to have safe communities.
And I asked Johnson about the pardons for those involved in the January 6th riots, and she said they were carefully thought out and contends some of those incarcerated behind the event did not belong there.
You know, and Trump has been actually kind of favorable towards rappers and entertainers and people that he, I guess, who curry favor with him. He commuted the sentence of Kodak Black. He pardoned Lil Wayne from going to prison. He's been extremely generous with these pardons. He's let out of prison the Silk Road Kid, who had a life sentence for a variety of different crimes. So I think Boosie's probably going to take that pardon route, so he can avoid going to prison. 1 year, 2 years in prison at his age with his health conditions, health issues that he's had. It will be hard for him. He's going to miss out on a lot of money, especially when you got a president like Trump who's been so generous. I think his best bet is to just not fight the case. He was clearly guilty. The evidence was overwhelming against him as far as, you know, what led to him getting caught with the gun. So his best bet at this point is to go ahead and try to get that pardon from Trump. Keep currying favor to the people close to him and go and get that pardon. And that'd be the best way for him to move. We'll see how this plays out, though. He ain't pled guilty yet. The case is going to proceed now because they were waiting for that appellate court decision. And we'll see how things play out. Anyway, guys, you know, hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Keep supporting your boy. And I'll keep y'all updated with all the paralegal news, all the legal news, gun charges, murder charges, things going on across the United States, and put things to you in layman's terms so that the average everyday man, the average everyday Joe can understand this legal crap that's going on. Till next time, y'all. Peace.